We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. Thank you so much for clicking play. Hopefully you click that like button as well. And if you're feeling extra generous, consider sharing this video by hitting the share link below, copying that link, and sharing it on Facebook groups, Reddit, LinkedIn, X, and make sure you tag me so that I can show you some love. You see inside of the title what we plan on talking about here. All right. I seem to have a knack for getting in trouble, which is cool, but we have to talk about a couple of things. Okay. First, we're going to talk about how a Mexican man who lived here illegally with his wife and his dog, living the American life, the American dream. He lived here illegally, never got his paperwork squared away, so to speak, and he's being deported. So he's crying his eyes out, and his wife is talking about how unfair the country is and how and all these other things. Also, we're going to talk about how, and this is for you content creators out there, especially if you are new to the conservative lane, whether you're black, white, or whatever. If you're new to the conservative lane, never disagree with MAGA publicly. It's just so much. Nah, disagree, but if you have a cause for disagreement and it's true to you and it's backed by some facts or it's backed by whatever you stand for, then yeah, absolutely disagree. But have those conversations, because here's the thing. Here's something I'm finding out. Some people cannot take disagreement too well at all, especially if they think that you should be thankful of being accepted by this group that we allowed you in. All right. I'll dive more into that later. Hopefully you've given God all praise, glory, and honor for this day that we have never seen before, and we will never see again once it's gone, gang. All right. I started off when Courtney and Shoemaker pulled up. You know, we always speak to one another. All my blues was going on. Vash, I see that you're still going through it health-wise, brother. I pray that all is fixed for you and squared away. And for everybody else that pulled up, thank y'all so much. But something that I wrote was, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. This is a song that we used to sing every single morning. Well, not every morning, but most Sunday mornings. We would sing this before church starts. This was, we didn't really do praise and worship. You know what I mean? We did devotionals. We sung songs that was, you know, hymns or something that everybody already knew, that once one person in the church starts it off, everybody else will be able to finish it. But the song goes, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will enter his gates with thanksgiving on my heart. I will enter his courts with praise. I will say, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice because he has made me glad. He have made me glad. He have made me glad. I will rejoice, for he has made me glad. The reason for that is because every single day that we have, every moment we have where we're breathing air on this side of heaven is a day that we need to be celebrating being alive, period. Even if our lives aren't going the way that we want them to go, we don't have the health that we once had before, or our pocketbooks don't look as sexy as they once looked, we still should be extremely thankful that we have another day to get it right, just to experience with our loved ones, or experience by ourselves if we're alone, if it's just us and we have no one else, just to, I don't know, just learn something new, or just bide your time by being productive and using your talents and gifts to help somebody else. You know what I mean? Or you can be that person to just spread positivity into the ears and lives of others, and know that you are still creating some value, because that's why God put us here, for each other, not to go against each other, but for each other, to support one another, to help one another, to love one another, not to hate on one another, try to destroy one another. And that's where I get off the train. Whenever we get there, you can see me, okay, I'm about to exit stage left because it's getting too demonic over here. It's getting too dark over here. You know what I mean? All right, so let's go and jump into it. Also, yesterday someone said that I did not answer their super chat. I thought I did. I thought I did answer all of the super chats. And if I didn't, if I missed it, charge that to my mind and not my heart. Because one thing that I do value is your pocketbook. Like if money don't just grow on trees. We work hard for our dimes, pennies, nickels, dollars, everything. So if you ever submitted a super chat to me and I did not acknowledge it, then charge that to my mind, not my heart, because my intentions are always good when it comes to you all. All right, gang, let's go and get into it. Enough of that sucker stuff. You might see me get a little irate later, but that's another thing I want to discuss with you about Jasmine Crockett, about how people are saying she's ghetto, she's hood, she's dumb, she's stupid, she's a B word, she's a C word, all these other things, simply because the young lady got some fire under her and she represents a side that you don't agree with. I don't agree that she's dumb. I don't agree that she's ghetto. She's actually raised by a judge. She's raised by a mom and dad that got some money and raised her properly and put her inside of daggone Ivy League schools to prepare her for whatever is next for her. What she chose to do is represent a side that I don't agree with. What she chose to do is just completely put misinformation out there, the same way that people claim that myself and other conservative content creators do on a daily basis because they don't agree with us. They say that we put out misinformation. Well, the misinformation that Jasmine Crockett put out here recently is saying that illegal immigrants did not commit any crimes. And that's wrong. That's false. And she's a lawyer and she knows better. So what she's doing is she's intentionally manipulating people who don't have the knowledge that she has, because she know that you'll have to dig real deep in order to prove her wrong. And she also know that her being a lawyer qualifies her for saying certain things, so she won't be questioned by certain people. Whereas you have people like myself and you all who will go out there and do your own due diligence and come back to the table and be like, wait a minute, that's false. I don't even know why you will put that out there. So then that lends itself to the fact that maybe she's putting that out there to support her own moves and her own narrative. Maybe she has her own plans. You know what I mean? She's looking at the Maxine Waters. She want to be like that, or the Nancy Pelosi's. She want to be at that level, or even the Kamala Harris's. She might want to run for president one day. And being a politician comes with lying. That's why I don't trust any of them. And when I say any of them, I mean any of them. If you can name a politician, I don't trust them. That might be the difference between you and I, because simply because I vote for them don't mean that I trust them fully. It means that out of the politicians who are running, the politicians who can lead and guide us, this person I trust more than the other person. That's pretty much all that is. All right. All right, let's go and jump into it, gang. I may start some sugar honey iced tea today. And if I do, if I hurt your feelings, so what? Grow the hell up. If I offend you, so what? Grow the hell up. Okay. If I say something that's opposite of what you believe and you feel like you want to attack me for maybe being too liberal in my thought processes or how I feel about certain things, just know that depending on how you say whatever you say to me, I may snap back. You know what I mean? I'm not going to crash out, but I'm gonna speak to you in a way that's more comfortable for me, that you might deem to be ghetto or hood or ignorant, but that's just who I am. All right, just letting you know that. So if you jump out there, I'm jumping out there too. Okay. And shout out to all you thumb thugs and keyboard killers out there who feel like they can say anything behind a screen, like I won't ever catch up with you. I'm not that type of person. If I feel disrespected and I ever see you and we have a conversation, we're going to have a conversation about it. Ain't going to be no throwing hands or none of that other stuff. But I like to address stuff face to face, man to man, or man to woman, whatever the case may be. So if you are a keyboard killer, if you are a thumb thug, please stop getting so amped up behind that screen, feeling like you can say anything to me. I'm not that person. All right. Before we jump into it, let's go ahead and read this super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, Black Lake. It reads, that's the thing, brother. She's acting how she thinks she needs to fit in or get the message across to Democrats, basically saying they're dumb. So she needs to act ignorant so they'll listen. I agree with you 1000%. It's the acting, it's the theater of it all. It's placating on the minds of people that you don't have the wherewithal to go out there and get the truth. So you're going to feed them whatever narrative you want to feed them, because you know that they're not going to fact check you. And you already know that they're completely bought into your side, and they're whatever the right says that makes sense, whatever type of facts that people like myself give them that's opposite of what their hero or new leader is saying, they're not going to give into that. They're just going to believe the person that feed them the facts. Like Kamala, when she was running for president, and she kept on saying the only way to fix this border situation is the border bill. That's the only way to fix it. So if it doesn't get fixed, then you have Trump to blame, because he wants to run off of a problem and not a solution. And that was complete misrepresentation, complete misinformation, just outright lies. And anybody on the right will point that out. But people on the left, they're taught to just eat it and take that in and believe it. And yeah, what Kamala's saying is true. And Trump did call his friends and tell them not to vote for it. Yeah, he should have, because $56 billion or even more of that was inside of the border bill that was directed to Ukraine. That has absolutely nothing to do with the border. Plus, they could have used executive orders to get the people up out of here, but they didn't want them to. They was trying to grow an economy, a fake economy. So what they did was they flew in all of these illegal immigrants, and they opened the borders to all of these illegal immigrants, and they threatened border states to not close them borders. And what they did was they brought them in, put money in their pockets, put shelter over their heads, and tried to force the economy to move that way and say, look at us, we're saving the economy. It didn't work. And then whenever somebody was unalived or raped by those individuals that they allowed in to force their own narrative, they didn't even acknowledge it. They acted as if it never happened. That's why when Laken Riley, I believe that's her name, when her story was pointed out at the State of the Union the other day, and people were clapping for her family for being there, the left didn't give a damn about her or her family. They didn't. They could care less. They can care less. Why? Because it goes against what they stand for. Just like the young lady that was playing volleyball, and a boy that was on the opposite team used all of his strength to smash her head in with the ball. And she ended up being taken up out of that joint, and health-wise been way worse than she's ever been. And we celebrating her still being here. The left didn't care to celebrate her, although they claim that they put women first. So again, we play the role, just like Jasmine Crockett. She gonna play the role. She gonna roll her eyes. She gonna throw some curse words in there. She going to use some terms that's Black culture terms that she already know that a lot of people on the conservative side, especially the white people on the conservative side that's not locked into Black culture, certain terms that are in music or black movies or TV shows or series that's out there right now. She will use these things to fire up her base, right? And she knows how disingenuous she's being. But again, that does not say that she's not intelligent. She's so intelligent that she knows exactly what to do to manipulate the people on the left. And she does it very well. Very well. All right. But I will let you know this. When you say that somebody's ignorant or dumb or hood or ghetto, for some strange reason, some black people take that as an offense. I don't take it as an offense. When people call me hood, I wear that on my chest. People call me ghetto, I wear that on my chest. The ghetto helped raise me. The ghetto is part of the reason I am who I am. The ghetto is the reason why I stand 10 toes down in front of anybody. I don't care how big or small you are. I don't care how many of you it is. I'm still going to be me regardless. But I've grown from then. My story is that. You know what I mean? I thank God for my experiences while I was there. That didn't make me want to stay there. Nothing in my hood told me to get married and send them to college and all this other stuff. But me not having my father in my life, me not having my mother in my life, those things made me want to course correct and do what's necessary and do what's right for my family. Anyway, I've talked enough. Let's go ahead and jump into the very first story. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. I see you use some lemon pledge on that YouTube plaque. Hey, don't be talking about my YouTube plaque. Shout out to my folk who got me this dang on YouTube plaque. Those are my clients. My YouTube clients got me. My coaching clients got me that. YouTube won't let me get it at all. YouTube says I make too much trouble over here. I violate too many community guidelines over here. So they won't give it to me. That's what they said to me, bruh. It's all good. I still love you, YouTube. YouTube allowed me to come home and retire from my government job after working there for 17 years. And it allows me to just simply be myself and grow a community. Okay, let's jump into it. Mexican man cries his heart out because he is being deported after 20 years living here illegally with his white wife and dog, and they are pissed. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments. Let's go ahead and jump into it, and I will be answering super chats when I reappear on the other side of the screen. And y'all are absolutely dope. Let's get it.
Today's my last day right here in the United States after 20 years.
The truth is, we basically just re-elected Hitler, and I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. My husband isn't safe, and I don't like it.
It's time to go.
Oh. Really hopeful that everything goes easily at the airport and that nothing scary happens.
Don't get me wrong, I'm very happy. I'm going to my country, I'm going to Mexico. I'm bringing my wife with me.
And I'm talking scary on our end. I'm not scared at all of getting to Mexico. I'm actually really, really looking forward to being somewhere that I feel safe for my husband.
I'm going to get to see my family, my sisters, after 20 years.
I think it's truly shocking that the United States of America feels like one of the least safe places in the world. This is a good life for us. We're going to have a great life. Like, we're about to live in Claudia Scheinbaum territory. That sounds exciting, man. I'm super annoyed that the things going on in the world are playing on any level in the plans of our future, because I do think that it's just putting such a damper on something that we could be very positive and excited about.
There's a park, a beautiful park, Veterans Park. I used to come here almost every night to walk with my dog.
Look at that happy baby. Aren't you, dolls? You're just a happy girl.
It's gonna be great.
It's so weird. I'm not going to be living here anymore. That's so weird. Yeah.
Oh, Dios, pinche madre. Ya me está pegando.
Okay. All right. Let me be clear on something. I am a novice when it comes to politics and many things that are happening with laws when it comes to legal immigration and whatnot. When it comes to how easily or how difficult it is for someone to become an American citizen, I'm just now figuring this stuff out as well. But for me, 20 years seemed like a long time to not be able to get your paperwork. 20 years seemed like a long time not to be able to get your ducks in a row. 20 years seemed like an extremely long time to not become a citizen. Now, I do realize that there are a bunch of people who are here that say that they face so much hardship when it comes to that. Again, I'm learning about it. If y'all have some information about it, please throw it my way. But the stinking thinking of his wife is part of the reason why her husband is being sent up out of here. That stinking thinking of his wife, who called Trump a fascist, who called him Hitler. You want to call him that? Well, why would you even want to be under the rule of a president that you believe is Hitler? You should want to leave. Your husband should not even be crying. He should be excited. Why do you want to be here if our president is like Hitler? Shouldn't you want to go somewhere where their president is not like Hitler? And I'm gonna stop saying that word because I do realize that that's one of those words that, well, we're really not supposed to be saying. But they continue to compare Trump to that, knowing that there's no comparison whatsoever. But then when they are forced to no longer live under his rule, then you're crying and you're bitching about it. No, bye-bye. You no longer have to live under a fascist, racist president. You won. Your husband won. He won the big prize. You guys get to go back to Mexico, where all of his family is. You get to live the second part of your marriage. You know what I mean? Because we all this phases, and we know this. Some phases are the fun and new phases where we're just getting to know one another and we're building, and I'm learning your family, you're learning my family, all those things. And 20 years go by and you've already went through a bunch of phases. Now this next one is you will be in Mexico with his family, learning their culture, learning to speak Spanish if you don't already know how to speak Spanish. I'm just saying, you all won. Don't say all these bad things about our president and then be pissed off that you can no longer live here under his rule. That makes no sense to me. That's just me. That's just, listen, and my understanding is a little different than yours. And I feel for, listen, I don't want anybody's families to be uprooted from what they are normally used to. Like my children, all their friends are here. You know what I mean? All of my friends are here. Y'all are my family. I don't want to be uprooted from this. But if you're not even in a position to understand how detrimental it was and is to constantly bring people into our country who we can't identify, we don't know their whereabouts, they're not contributing to our country with regards to tax paying and those types of things, then bro, we're hustling backwards. You need a new level of understanding, in my opinion. But again, I don't know the process of wanting to become a U.S. citizen and how long it takes and all these things. So I'm sure the frustrations lend itself to why they are where they are right now. But your husband, he gone. Peace. Bye-bye. Sayonara. Sorry you got to go through that, bro. But y'all brought it on yourselves. Thank you so much for the super chat, Coach. Elon was correct about why the open border policy was to bring in illegal aliens to allow them to vote Democrat so that they can stay in power. Okay. If that's the case, cool. Maybe that was the reason why they were brought over here, so that they can turn them into voters and make sure that they win and stay in power. Hey, that is a big reason to do it. I mean, they do benefit a lot by staying in power. They can continue to funnel money through other countries, through U.S. aid or other agencies in our government, and get that money back clean, and we don't know where it came from. Hey, they're doing a bunch of things with their NGOs and whatnot. But again, I don't feel comfortable talking about all those things because I'm just learning. I'm in class when it comes to those things. All right. So whether they were bringing them here to create new voters or not, that's beyond me. I don't know about the why. I just know that it happened. I just know that it was a slap in the face to other American citizens who did not have financing, who did not have shelter, who did not have the same rights. They didn't even have the same rights as people who were not even American citizens, didn't put in the legwork. So those things mean a lot to me. The why, I'm just now figuring out the why. Like for what I just now said, they were bringing them over here also to help boost the economy. Well, they were, like you were just now saying, and Elon is saying, they brought them over here to vote Democrat. It could be both. It could be neither. It could be one or the other. I don't know what the why is. All I know is it happened. And these situations continue to happen as well, where you have people whose whole lives were built up over here, and now they're crying and don't know what to do because they now have to go back to their original birthplace. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing when it comes to South Africa. And we're going to get to that in a moment with the white farmers. Why are you calling them white farmers? Trump didn't say nothing about no white farmers. Trump said that nobody said white. Which is BS, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. They most certainly did say white farmers. They showed a whole line of white crosses, hundreds of people, almost 300 plus people, white crosses that belong to white farmers and white citizens of South Africa who were being slain because of their color. And now those white farmers are being saved by Trump in the United States. So, yeah, they did say white farmers. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. What I'm curious about is how that guy got on the ICE radar. Did he commit a crime? Honestly, I think the criminals were picked up first, but all of illegal immigrants were picked up second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. He's just in that second, third, fourth, fifth wave is what he is. He didn't have to commit a crime in order to be taken back. The criminals were taken first, but everybody else that were illegal immigrants were taken after that. He didn't have his paperwork. Don't know what to say. He's out. You're gone, son. Thank you, Mary Jane. Mary Jane. I like the name. I ain't gonna say why, but I like the name. Happy Sunday, Van. May God continue to bless you and yours. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And may God continue to bless you and yours, Melissa. That means a lot to me. Thank you. And just so y'all know, every single day I say a prayer for those people. If you're one of these people, I'm praying for you. Anyone who have me and my family's best interests at heart. And I pray that you continue to have all of the grace and mercy that God bless you with. All right. So thank you, Melissa. I really appreciate that. Mika, her nor Kamala, they both have law degrees. She's talking about Jasmine Crockett. The DNC is they follow the orders of the party heads. Puppets are dumb because you can't make a strong one. You cannot make a strong puppet. You're absolutely right. And listen, Mika, we're not about to daggone fuss and argue and debate through text. I'm gonna wait until you on the show again on Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? And I'm gonna cook you like I always do, like everybody always see me do. They always see me cook you on the show. All right. And I'm gonna bring you on a Wednesday and I'm gonna do that. But you're right. You make some really good points. You can't make a strong puppet. You can't. You feed the puppet what you want the puppet to say. The puppet says it. Good job, puppet. And you walk away. Right. But there's many other reasons why I call her intelligent. And I'm not gonna go through this again with you. All right. I'm not about to do this with you. Especially not over no text. But thank you so much for your 2 pennies. I appreciate you. I'm just saying, $20. Says she divorces her husband within a year and moves back to the U.S. Well, I take that bet. I don't think she's gonna move back. I think these white women, specifically, especially liberals, they love adventures, and she can't wait to move to Mexico. She can't wait so she can thug it out and live how the Mexicans live. She's going to thoroughly enjoy it. She might still leave her husband, but she might still leave her husband. I don't think she's going to leave her husband, but I pray she don't leave her husband. I don't like when people leave their husbands. I mean, don't leave your husband. All right? Don't leave your husband, in my opinion. All right. So our second part of the conversation I wanted to have with you guys is when Trump said this. Now, I disagreed with it. I still have Grok up on my computer. Hold on one second. I still have Grok up. Why? Because I was asking Grok a couple of questions about George Floyd, because I realized that in the George Floyd conversation, when we're talking about Derek Chauvin being potentially pardoned, I was adamant about the fact that I don't think that Derek Chauvin should be pardoned. I think that the role he played, he received the judgment on it, and he should deal with it. The role that George Floyd played in it, he received the judgment, and he's dealing with it. Nobody gets out of this. George Floyd ain't get out of it. Started out with him dancing, having a good time, probably high as hell early in, it was around 8:00 p.m. He was probably high as hell already, dancing around, being goofy, enjoying himself inside the store, tried to sneak and use a fake $20 bill, got reported, tried to get up out of there. The guy that sold him the pills was sitting in the passenger seat. Police pull up like, yo, we were just now told that you did this, that, and the other. We need to see some identification. Can you step out the car so we can rap with you? There's an investigation going on. You don't want to listen to us. Can you please get out the car? You don't want to listen to us. Please get out the car. You don't want to listen to us. All right, we're gonna take you out the car. All right. We need to put you in cuffs. It was a big fight, all this other stuff. Not big fight, but he's struggling and all this. Is a lot happened from beginning to end. What I'm learning is Democrats don't care about what happens in the beginning. From the beginning to end. They think that he shouldn't even had to get out the car. He shouldn't even had to show ID. It was his right to not have to identify himself. Since he didn't spend the fake $20 bill, they believe that a crime was never committed. So he did not have to adhere to the demands of the police officers when they pulled up. Turns out that is completely incorrect. They were investigating a crime. They right outside of the store. So he did have to show his identification, and he did have to listen to the police officers. The Democrats don't believe that part. So everything else that happened between then and him having a knee on his back, they don't care about it. They don't care about it. He shouldn't have had to get out of the car, and now look at him. He has a knee on his back saying that he can't breathe, and that's all your fault. And every time we look at situations, and this is MAGAites too. This is you all too, because I'm talking to y'all as well. All right. Because I'm realizing as a Black conservative content creator that if I go over the line a little too far left, y'all go hard on a brother. Y'all go hard. Yeah. I don't mind. I'm built for it. I can deal with it. I ain't tripping. I'm just letting y'all know that sometimes people have basic understandings. And like me, I have a real understanding of why I believe Derek Chauvin should do his time. The same reason why I believe that if George Floyd had listened to the police officers, he would still be alive. Or if he wasn't high in the first place, he would still be alive. He might not have tried to use a $20 bill. He might have been thinking properly when the police officers pulled up, instead of being afraid to get in the back of the car and saying that he had he was claustrophobic. All of those things would not have happened if he was clear-minded. So who knows? Woulda, coulda, shouldas. That's where we are right now, because none of us know. All we do know is that this happened, and now this is happening. And our president, I believe he should just stay out of it and let Derek Chauvin do his thing. Although a lot of people on the right are saying that he should be released. Ben Shapiro did a video saying that he should be released. Many other people are following suit saying that he should be released. And I just don't agree. Simple and plain. Just like I don't agree with this whole South African thing. I don't. All right, so let me show y'all what I'm talking about so you can have better understanding of my points and why I said don't disagree with MAGA, because MAGA would try to take you down, brother. They would take you down to Chinatown. Let me read some of these joints right here, just see what y'all talking about. All right. Let me see here. See, my whole timeline is saying, the whole chat is saying Derek Chauvin should be pardoned. Yeah. So, hey, you got a right to feel that way. You most certainly have a right to feel that way. All right. So this is what Trump wrote. Trump says, and then I'm gonna read what I wrote, and then we're gonna go through the comments as well. All right. So Donald Trump writes, South Africa is being terrible. Plus, to long-time farmers in this country. They are confiscating their land and farms, and much worse than that. A bad place to be right now. And we are stopping all federal funding. To go a step further, any farmer with family from South Africa seeking to flee that country for reasons of safety will be invited into the United States of America with a rapid pathway to citizenship. This process will begin immediately. All right. Will begin immediately. Now, I don't know if you guys seen or not, but there's a video going around on X of, and I know y'all saying these are real refugees. They really running from something. They really dealing with something. They need our help. They need us. All right, so I can dig it. So that's your point of view. So the video is going around of, and Elon posted this, and it went crazy, of there being hundreds of white crosses, right? Hundreds of white crosses. And these are people that have been killed. People have been killed. And then you have South African leaders, black people, who are celebrating these people being killed. And they're also calling for the heads of other white people in the country. So yes, these things are actually happening. I'm completely hip to that. 1000%. All right. My question to you is, do you believe that Haitian immigrants are really running from something that's detrimental to themselves and their families? Do you believe that Mexican immigrants are really running from something that's detrimental to themselves and their families? Do you think that there's any other refugees from any other nations that are really trying to run from something, come to the United States for asylum, because if they don't, then themselves and their families will be in some type of danger? Some of them. Haiti, people are saying yes, yes for Haiti. So Haiti is definitely. Other countries, not so much. So what I'm seeing in my chat right now is, you guys do not believe that many of these other countries that are seeking asylum here are doing it because they really fear for their lives. You believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you believe that they are coming to America simply for the opportunities and possibilities of making more money, having a safer place to live, having a better place to raise their families, because the United States is so great, but they don't have anything there like in Mexico, like the cartels or anything that's trying to destroy their lives and trying to unalive their children and then or sell or traffic their women and children. You don't believe those things are happening. But in Haiti, yeah, they dealing with some stuff, right? Okay, cool. I just wanted to establish that before I get to my point. All right, so check this out. And no, I'm not saying I want to invite anybody to my house. You understand me? This is where my argument starts before I go into my point. My argument is this: we are putting Americans first, right? We need to make our own bed, right? That's where it starts. It starts in the home. You take care of your home first, then you take care of your community if your home is taken care of. So the home first, and then the community, all right? And then, what is it? Your county. And then it's your city. And then it's your state. Then it's your region. And then it's the country. That's how that goes. United States, I believe that we're in a place right now that we shouldn't be heartless to other nations. But we said that we were going to stay out of people's business. We said that we were going to save our resources and our money and everything for Americans that need it. You know, all of the homeless Americans out there that don't have anywhere to live. We said that we was going to focus our efforts on them. All of the people that don't have jobs, don't have a way to make ends meet. We said that we were going to focus all of our resources on them. We said that all of the monies that we were sending out there for people to be in war, like Ukraine, the billions of dollars that we were sending over there, all of the artillery we were sending out there and weapons, we said that we were going to mind our business and let them do their thing. That's what we said. We said that. And that's what I voted for. This ain't about me wanting to take in Haitians or Mexicans or South Africans, none of that. This is about me voting for something, promises made, promises kept. People were saying I was heartless for doing that. So now am I being heartless also by saying I want him to uphold his promises and do exactly what he said he was going to do? Although in 2018, 2019, Trump was already looking into this situation in South Africa. Trump was already mentioning these things. He was posting these things on Truth Social, letting us know what's going on in South Africa. Already know that these things were happening. I get it. But it looks a little corny and hypocritical and shady that we're doing exactly what we claim we weren't going to do, which is stand in other people's business, using our resources to take care of other families. And it looks also racist as hell to a whole side of our country who are looking at the people that are being saved. Oh, they white farmers. So you're going to save white people now, huh? White farmers? What about all of the black and brown people from these other nations? So it lends itself to that same argument. You cannot do things that lend itself to those arguments and kind of sort of prove them to be right. Even if you got all of the evidence in the world to show why you're doing what you're doing. You got to understand they have evidence, all the evidence in the world too, to support why they want to do what they wanted to do. You think the Biden administration did not have information to prove why or to back up why they wanted to support the Haitians, to back up why they wanted to support the Mexicans, to back up why they wanted to support everybody from these other El Salvador and all these other places? They had evidence too. We just called it BS because we see through it with our third eye. A lot of y'all are woke, the real woke. not the left woke, the real woke. Y'all are awake enough to see everything that's going on. Well, when it comes to this situation right here, I got my third eye open and I'm just calling some stuff out. Before I move into what I said, I'm gonna go ahead and read this super chat. Stop child abuse. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says they seek asylum as soon as they get a green card. They go for a vacation back to the place they run away from. It's all a scam. I agree. They come here, they get their green card, they get their citizenship, and then they take trips back to where they're from, and they bring more of their family over. Like, this is really the land of milk and honey. The United States is really what we thought it was. They were right. Come on over. Come on over. Come on over. Well, guess what? If they do that the right way, I don't have an issue with it. I don't. I want people to come over here and thrive and do a great job and then contribute to the country, and then bring other people over here who are like-minded that want to come over here and hustle and grind and contribute to the country, and then bring other people who will come over here and grind and contribute to the country and do it over and over and over again. So I ain't got no issue with them people either. I don't. Your original reason for wanting to come here and do better for yourself and your family, that's not my business. I see nothing wrong with that. I do see an issue with us going out of our way to go and save other nations because their story is a lot more believable than other people's stories. Ukrainians, what, they don't have a story? Or are we just saying, nah, we spent too much money over there. We spent too much of our resources. We're done with them. They can deal with it themselves. Is that what we're saying about them? I'm just saying it's looking a little two-faced the way we're looking at things. It's looking like we're handpicking the asylum seekers that we want. And we're saying it's cool for us to do that. But when the Biden administration was handpicking the asylum seekers that they wanted to pick, we were saying it wasn't cool for them to do that. Which one is it? I'm just saying. We got another super chat that pulled up. Mr. Lang Dog, please name another country where a minority ethnic group is being called out by the GVT for extermination. I don't know of another one. I'm being honest with you. And guess what? I don't care about another one. This is America. We got a lot of our own problems that we're trying to fix. And you guys are pulling out all of the stops to make sure that we take care of somebody that Trump wants to take care of. And it just so happens to be the same place that Elon Musk is from, his new homie. And these things are being fast-tracked. And this is not a red flag to you guys? Well, it's a red flag to me. It's a red flag to me. This is Elon's home. This is where he's from. And these people are being fast-tracked to help them out. Whether we can name them or not, name other countries where they're trying to exterminate. Is this our way of trying to prevent another Holocaust? Is that what you're saying? Because when it comes to Iran and Israel, those people, they have an argument too for us to take up for the lesser of the two. All right. Same thing for Russia versus Ukraine. A whole lot of people will have their own facts to back up who we should take up for. Palestinians and all this. Come on, man. It goes on and on and on and on. At the end of the day, we putting America first or not? Are we going to dag on? Because there's a lot of people that got to tighten their bootstraps. They're losing their American jobs right now. And they are losing their properties and they're losing their opportunities, all because we're tightening our bootstraps. We're tightening our belt up. We're tightening our wallets. Right? We're getting things done. We're doing what most people would not do. Most countries would not do. But now at the same time, we want to, nah, bro, mess me with that. Mess me with that. All right. Maybe I'm missing something. Trump message says farmers, not white farmers. John O'Rourke, it doesn't say white farmers. Was he talking specifically about the white farmers? Yes. In this posts, he did not say white farmers. In most other posts, they were referring to the white farmers. So again, we're trying to support this by pointing out what's not being mentioned here specifically on this post. But we know exactly who they're talking about. Who are they trying to exterminate over there? Is it black farmers or is it white farmers? It's that simple. Who are they trying to exterminate? Who are we trying to save? The black people or the white people? Trump didn't specifically say white farmers. We're too intelligent to even have this conversation. We know exactly who they're talking about. In my opinion, asylum is for people who are being politically persecuted by their own government. You're deflecting on the facts. Kimmy Joe, I don't mind people seeking asylum. Seek asylum. Come over here and seek some asylum. I don't mind people seeking asylum. Guess what? You all did mind people seeking asylum when they was coming over here by the boatloads from other countries. And so did I, because I saw that there were American citizens that were being overlooked for the same resources we were giving the people who were seeking asylum. I'm not trying to overlook the facts. I'm looking at our country going out of our way to go over to another nation and invite them over the same way that Biden's administration was inviting over other asylum seekers. What's the difference? The difference is you guys say, but their countries were not saying that they wanted to kill them. Were they though? So we will start to compare to see which refugee is more worthy of United States citizenship. Which refugee is more worthy of our president going against his word of America first and staying out of people's business? I know I'm a little harsh when it comes to this, and that's why I said before, inside the title, do not disagree with MAGA ever. Ever. Come on. Listen, I'm asking y'all questions. And thank you so much for the super chat, Kimmy Joe. Kimmy Joe. I appreciate it. All right. Raquel Sandoval. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Sorry. Sandoval. Okay. Raquel. She says, absolutely. We need to take care of our country first. We have been babying other countries too long, and that's okay. But at this time, we have too much havoc going on in our own country that we need to take care of. Thank you. That's the energy that we came to the voting booth on. When we walked into the voting booth in November, this is the energy we walked in with. This, what Raquel just now said, this right here. That's the energy we walked in on. Now look at us. I'm just saying, now look at us. But all of the information I'm seeing on my timeline, my algorithm, that's all it shows. The people that I voted for, this means something to them. So now it means something to me. This is how they get us to switch up. They feed us what they want us to believe, and we go believe it. They send us down a road that they want us to go, and we go. When we stepped into the voting booth in November, we were standing on business. We were standing on this right here, what Raquel just now said. But because our algorithm is filled with us trying to placate to a certain group, come on, man. That's just my opinion. I don't know. But like I said inside of my title, do not disagree with MAGA ever. Because what I'm seeing is flip-flopping. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing flip-flopping. Legal versus illegal. Our money versus their money. Whose resources are we using to bring them in here? Ours. It was also legal that the president Biden's administration legally brought over hundreds of thousands, millions. They went and got them and said, hey, come on over here. That's our government that's saying that. But they were still illegal for being here. So then we send them back. Like, they try to sneak something in there. We keep on playing these games, man. We're confusing the hell out of ourselves, in my opinion. We're just confusing ourselves. And we continue to take a side, and they keep on moving the goalposts. And guess what? We move right along with them. We're not going to be solid that way. That's just how I feel about it. But I've been wrong many times. I don't mind being called out. Y'all know that. I'm just saying there's a certain type of way to call somebody out. And I don't mind taking this position. Their leader is trying to kill them because they are white. We helped others for years. For years now. We shouldn't because they are white. But for years it was okay when they was brown. Mama. I didn't say don't help them because they're white. I don't care if they're white. I don't care if they're black. I don't care about none of that. Are you saying that we're going out of our way to help them because they're white? Is that what you're saying? I didn't say don't help them because they're white. I said our president told me that we were going to put America first and we were going to mind our business until we get our own sugar honey iced tea on track. We have not gotten our own sugar honey iced tea on track. We've written a whole bunch of executive orders. We've gotten all the illegals up out of here. A whole bunch of people from the United States are continuing to lose their jobs. Not gain more jobs yet. That didn't happen yet. So we still haven't fixed our own home. We still haven't fixed our own country yet. There's a first, second, and third. But we're still out there doing the same sugar honey iced tea that we claimed that we weren't going to do. That's how I look at it. So, I mean, I don't care if they're white. It does matter to some parts of the world that they're white farmers, but I just brought that in because Elon brought that in. Trump actually brought that in. He was speaking on this for a minute, that they're white farmers. And he should call them white farmers because that's what the people are calling. They're calling for their heads in South Africa. They're trying to get rid of these people. It's not funny. It's not a game. Just like when Ukraine tells us all of their woes, Iran tells us all of their woes, Palestinians tell us all of their woes, we consider everything, right? Or do we just say, you know what, you're right. You're in such danger. We're going to come help you. Or do we look at everything first while at the same time fixing our own homes? That's all I'm saying. I didn't make up the term white farmers. I hope you know that. This information was being shared way before I caught wind of it. That's all I'm saying. Don't jump down my neck. You know why you jumping down my neck? I think you're jumping down my neck because I'm black. If I was a white man, you wouldn't be so mad at me right now for talking about the white farmers. I'm just playing. Okay. The people who, oh my God. So this one right here, Kimmy Joe got a word that's in all caps and is followed by 15 exclamation points. All right. The people who were coming under Biden were coming here illegally. I don't care. Kimmy Joe, I do not care. They were coming here because we were sending for them. We were allowing them to come here. And then we were paying them to be here. That don't sound very illegal to me. That sounds like the government put that together for their own benefit, for the Democrats' own benefit, and told them that we got your back. You're good. It was like, okay, let's call more of our people. Let's call more of our people. And they did that. Were they here legally? Absolutely. That's why Tom Homan got them up out of here. Them and their families. And guess who voted for that? Me. So you're yelling at me talking about illegally. That's what I voted for. I got what I voted for. But when I see this ain't what I voted for. Sorry, it's not. This ain't what I voted for. I'm talking about what I voted for. Are you getting what you voted for by bringing in a whole bunch more immigrants on our dime and our dollar? Because that's exactly what happened with those other people. They were brought here on our dime and our dollar. They were promised to be taken care of, and they was while they were here. Even when they got arrested, they didn't even get the same type of time that an American citizen got. It's the same thing. But the reason, so when y'all think about the reason, I was like, but the reason is different. These people are running for their lives. If they stay there, their whole families and everybody that they know would die. They're white and they hate them over there. We need to go save them. Okay. If U.S. is still in the captain save them business, then maybe I missed that memo because I didn't think that when I went to the voting booth in November. Sorry, I didn't. I didn't think that we were still going to be saving everybody before we save ourselves. How in the world I'm going to get onto my videos and I'm going to tell y'all about the situations that my own children are going through because they are losing opportunities that they've worked hard for, but yet I'm supposed to talk about some other nations that are going through some things? Van, you're being selfish. Well, that's called voting. I voted for something and I want what I voted for. And when I see something that looks opposite of what I voted for, I'm going to point it out. That's one of the things that comes with having a voice on social media. That's just how I am. It's okay to stand on what you stand on. That's just how I look at it. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody, but like I said earlier on in this stream, if you're offended, you're offended. Can't do nothing about it. If you feel some type of way, then feel some type of way. And I will say it again. Elon Musk, he wants to save these people in South Africa. Elon Musk is rich enough, wealthy enough to save them without the government being involved. We can fly machines to space, but we can't fly a plane over to South Africa and bring all the people over on Elon Musk's dime, and Elon can take care of them. We don't got to get involved. We said we wouldn't. We're going against our word. That's just my 2 pennies. I know I'm all over the place, but that's just how I feel. Trump is a businessman. This is more about them being talented farmers and their usefulness to USA than it is about saving them. I agree with that too. Bringing more farmers here would definitely be a plus for our country. I got you on that. I'm with you on that. Bringing some farmers here that can take care of, help benefit and take care of agriculture. Absolutely. 1000%. But then I have to give you this part right here. Isn't that the same point that the Biden administration was saying about all of the immigrants who was doing all of this work and building all these bridges and buildings and homes and all these things for dirt cheap and helping to boost the economy that way, helping small businesses by giving them all of that work that they were given? Like, yeah, we can bring some farmers over here who can farm and make things great again in agriculture. Well, that's the same thing that people thought about all of the illegal immigrants that was coming over, and we can put them in this position, that position, this position, that position. All these construction companies, they can hire people and do all these other things. I didn't agree with that. So in the voting booth, I voted against it. And now I'm the bad guy for wanting to stand on business. See, the more information that they want us to have, they will feed it to us. And it will circulate in our algorithm. We will click on it. We will learn more about these these people. And guess what? There are American farmers right now who are not being treated well either. I guess y'all, did you know something about that? There's some American farmers here who are not being treated well either. There's almost like 650 people in Kentucky who just now lost their jobs because most of them voted for Trump 5-1, But yet, some of the things that Trump signed in executive orders negatively impacted them. And now the businesses that they were involved in is no longer popping, no longer making money, and they are losing their jobs. But yet, we're going to save other people. And I believe that we should, but it should be a way that we do it. When Trump was running for president, he was saying that we would mind our business, take care of us first, and then take care of others. I want us to take care of others. We're the biggest, baddest country in the land. We're the best nation in the world. I really believe that. But if we're pulling away, it's just so much that goes on with this, man. There's so much that goes on with this. But that's just how I feel about it. PAR, world warring conflicts map equal covered. World warring conflicts map. That statement is a little too smart for me. I don't know what it means. World warring conflicts map equal covered. Yeah, but thank you for the super chat though. I apologize. I don't know what that means, PAR. I'll be looking inside the chat for you to let me know what it means if you give me more information. I believe your perspective brings great value to your channel. It gives us all the chance to realize that everyone has different life experiences. Melissa, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I definitely have a different life experience from a lot of people, but so do you all. You all have different life experiences that should be shared. And I'm not willing to move wherever the tide goes. That's just where I am. I voted for something, and I want to see if that something I voted for will actually make America great again. That's what I'm waiting for. Let me see. Pete, shout out to Pete. I got to post this right here. No, I'm not. Pete says Van is being extremely disingenuous. You can't pretend like you care about people being targeted and denying them help. Bro, what do you think they were doing in the last administration? They was playing the same thing with it. They was acting like they cared about the world, and they was trying to save everybody, and everybody was running from oppression, and they was giving them jobs and opportunities, and making them, showing them the American dream. And guess what we all did? You included. You said F them people. Send them back to their country. You included, Pete. You said that, Pete. You voted for that, Pete. You said Tom home and go get him. You do realize that some of them people didn't have anything else to go back to, right, Pete? But you said Tom home and go get him. We all voted for this. This is politics right here. I love people. What am I supposed to do? Say, go save everybody, or go save no people? Save the people that have the best reason? Come on. That separates the part. That goes into politics right there, Pete. Don't do that, Pete. Like, I can do this all day, but come on now. We all voted for that. There was a boatload of people. Not boatload. I'm not trying to be funny or anything like that. But there was a boatload of people who claimed that their lives were in jeopardy if they did not get the asylum they much needed by coming here. And we turned their ass around. Made them wait on the other side of the border where some of their women and children were being raped. And guess what you voted for? For them all to be turned around and sent back to their daggone countries. You voted for that too. So are you also disingenuous and don't care about people? I wouldn't say you don't. I would just say you care about this country. You vote in America first. That's what I voted for, and that's what I'm standing on. My whole family go against me for voting for Trump. Friends, relatives, everybody. Don't nobody like that I voted for Trump. And now a lot of my friends and relatives are worried about having to sell their house, worrying about have to send in their car now. Like, they're going to have to come get the car now because don't look like I'm going to be getting any more contracts. Don't look like I'm going to be able to keep my job. So yeah, people are looking at me the same way. Oh, Van, you claim you love people. How you love people if you voted for Trump? I get the same thing from people that I know, bro. It's ridiculous. You can stand on something. Somebody's going to lose. That's life. Somebody's going to lose and somebody's going to win. I chose to stand on that. Probably not being outside all the time or being around my friends all the time. I'm messing up relationships by wanting to just focus on my family, wanting to just focus on my business. And so I lose on relationships and those things dwindle. So it just happens, man. We can disagree and still have a conversation at the same time. That's the difference between the left, right? When you're having a conversation with the left and you disagree with them, they completely cut off all of their objectivity and start attacking you. I thought we didn't do that over here. If we do that over here, listen, I'm good at it. You come for me, I'm coming right back at you. That's just how that works. That's just how that works. PAR, World Warring Conflict. Oh, my bad. I just now read that one. Raquel, also want to add to my last statement, my last comment. I'm big MAGA and I'm first generation Mexican American. And I get the hate, but I'm America first. I still stand on helping us first. When boarding flights, you help yourself first before others. Raquel, listen. I got to go ahead and give you a whole daggone virtual hug. I'm like pulling in what church hug, little church hug. We'll pat you on the back, keep our bodies separated. You know what I mean? Little church hug. Bless you. She's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. First generation American, Mexican American is Mexican American, and she's fully bought into her American citizenship, who she is as a woman, as an American woman. And she know what she voted for. That's what I'm talking about right there. She know what she voted for. She know who she voted for. And she still catch flack for being just who she is, just for being brown. She's catching flack. She could be a good person that's going out, minding her business. You know, I'm still treating people right, over tipping people for doing a good job, even tipping people when they do a half-ass job, just because she know that their lives are, that they probably don't get paid a whole lot of money. Like she could still be a really good person, but because of who she voted for, because she might walk around with a MAGA hat, because she got an American flag flying somewhere, somebody is offended, somebody feels disrespected. So this is going to happen, bro. Raquel, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Babs, my bad. We do not need to import farmers. What we need to do is fix local regenerative farming. Currently, we subsidize and give advantage to commercial farms. They are poisoning us with their products. You know what, Babs? Thank you. Can we fix our own sugar honey iced tea before trying to fix somebody else's? I get it. Some of y'all are like, man, you're on the wrong side of history, because those people are facing their own version of the worst thing that the Jews went through. I'm not trying to say that word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. All right. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And I get that. So it's not like this is not a hill that I'm willing to die on. It's just me giving my opinion. And he's absolutely right. Babs, I don't know if Babs is man or woman, but Babs is absolutely right. Our own farming needs some work done. Currently, we subsidize and give advantages to commercial farms, and they are poisoning us with their products. It's all about capitalism with them. So I guess we're going to fix that by bringing in some pure-hearted, wonderful South African farmers. We're going to leave the white out, because some of them farmers are black too, from what I'm seeing online on social media. Like, stop saying white farmers. Some of them are black. Okay, I know some of them are black. But the narrative is, well, not the narrative. What they're saying is They're trying to take out and unalive everyone that's white in South Africa. That's what I'm hearing. But don't y'all know about that video that's going around of Ukraine? Is a club, they're partying, they're having a good time, they dancing, got the lights, huge arena, a whole lot of people having a good time in Ukraine, party that they just now had on March 1st. And people saying, what in the hell? How are they able to be out there partying? I thought they was in the middle of a war. I thought they didn't have any money. Did we finance that with our billions? Look at all them lights and champagne going around and them having a good time. They have a live band up there just having a great time. Well, I just now seen a video like that pop up of South Africans, white South Africans in a club having a good old time. Talking about, hey, who trying to kill us? I ain't know nobody was trying to kill us. I came here to party. Hey, just who they trying to unalive us? I ain't know that. But here we are, going off of what's in our algorithm, constantly just letting these people play with us, man. We just letting them play with us. Y'all can let them play with y'all. I'm not gonna let them play with me. And we can continue to have as many disagreements as possible, but I'm not gonna let them play with me no more. Sorry. Logic before emotion. How about creating programs and grants for people who are already here and incentivize farming here in America by Americans? We have the money for it. We most certainly do. We most certainly do have the money for it. But guess what? These people don't care about us as much as they claim they do. They do not. They're always looking for another bag to snag. They believe that Americans don't have enough to offer to Americans, so they don't pour into us. They will and deal with other nations that they believe they can get more from. Something that looks more sexy. It's like, I need to do this. You all are just, we don't really have to give to you all anymore. It's something like Democrats, right? Democrats don't have to really sell to black people anymore. They really don't have to sell that. Only thing I have to say is, look, fear, sell them fear, racism, white supremacy, and that's it. Oh yeah, we'll give you some free money. All right. Okay, we'll put you to the front of the line. All right. No, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, the Democrats, they do sell to black people. They give them programs and promises as long as they vote for them. We'll move you to the front of the line, affirmative action, DEI. We'll give you all the contracts before anybody else. That's what we'll tell them. We'll tell them that. All right. We'll overlook any crimes you commit. You know what I mean? We'll just put it on the police officers or try to act like we're lawyers and say that you shouldn't have had it. I know he had 5 guns in the car and some drugs, but he never should have been pulled over in the first place. He was only pulled over because he was black. Whatever the case may be. But I would like for Americans to get the first say. I would like for us to be treated the way that we ought to be treated. We say that farming here in America is an issue. Well, what are we doing to fix those issues? I will tell you what we're doing. We're going out of our country and we're bringing in hundreds of farmers and we're going to give them some land. I thought we didn't have land to give away. I'm sorry, that's just me. Maybe I shouldn't have said that on live stream, but I thought we didn't have land to just be giving away all willy-nilly. Apparently we do. Oh, they can use my farm. Who knows? Elon Musk probably has acres and acres and acres of land that they can just go use that. As a matter of fact, we'll bring them over, put them on one of my. Bro, they playing with us. I don't like that. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Logic before emotion. John O'Rourke. I think the difference is an entire political party. The Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, in South Africa is calling for the death of farmers. Good breakdown. We agree. We again agree to disagree, my guy. Yeah, I got a whole issue with them, for real. If we got people around the world that's saying that they're unaliving people simply because they're white, I think we should handle that. Like, I think we should take care of that. I think we should, you know what I mean, go over there, bully them a little bit. Be like, man, look, act right or we going to get you right. All right, now let's get back to the business at hand. But when we do that, people say that we need to mind our own business. So that's what we decided that we were going to do. We decided that, okay, all of that bullying stuff and getting involved in other people's stuff, we're not going to do that. Can't have it both ways. What are we going to do? Are we going to get in people's business, or are we accepting applications to see who has the best story, who have the worst situation that will warrant us being involved? I don't get it. John, I'm not trying to be an ass. I promise you, I just don't get it. I see exactly what you're saying, 1,000%. Do they need somebody that's more powerful to get involved and say, yo, stop this? What are y'all doing? Do they need somebody like us to get involved? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I don't have no problem with that. But my issue was, we were saying in the last administration that all of these other countries that were using us to come and take care of their issue after issue after issue, not only in their countries, but bringing their people over here and saying, you know what, Americans don't have jobs over here, and there's a lot of them that's homeless and on drugs and stuff like that. But you know what, we're going to bring in millions of illegal immigrants over here anyway, because your story, you deserve asylum. You deserve it. You deserve a chance, an opportunity. We was doing it then, but then all of us, at least most of us in this chat, decided to go in November and vote against that. Now we're doing the same thing again, all because they got another story that we should give into. I'm just saying, either we're going to do it or we're not going to do it. I thought I voted for us not to do it, but I understand that we are doing it. I'm just pointing out the fact that it look a little suspect. Yeah, that's the main thing. I understand us doing it. I'm just pointing out the fact that it looks suspect. And you all continue to find every reason in the book to support it without questioning it. That, again, is suspect. Meaning so many people need help. Can't help everybody. Oh, yeah, absolutely. 1,000%. And thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. What Pat, what he was clearing up was, he was saying that so many need help. I mean, so many people need help, but we can't help everyone. This is what he originally put up. World warring conflicts map equal covered. We can't cover everybody. We can't take care of everybody. And thank you again, PAR. I appreciate you. Marley Jane. All right. I do think we need to focus on Americans first, but we can't ignore atrocities either. We need to recoup. We need recoup time. I voted for laws to be followed. Me too. And I thought that said Mary Jane at first. That's Marley Jane. I can't see. All right. I'm with you on that. So thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. I'm not saying let them in, but that's how it looks. Yeah. Well, we'll figure this out. We'll figure this out, Mama. And thank you again for the super chat. I really appreciate you. Michelle F. Clarity starts at home. I mean, charity. Charity starts at home. You're most certainly right. Charity starts here. Can we do it here first? So far, it's not looking like it. And we're going to other nations and saying, you know what? Let's bring these people over. Let's bring these people over. Let's stop this and stop that. We're doing things our own way. I get it. And I want Trump to do things his own way. Or I voted for him to do things his own way. Not do things my way, but do things his own way. But I do want to see this country become better. Can't say I'm seeing that clearly right now, but hey, it is what it is. Have any other countries offered to rescue any of those farmers? I think we need to see other countries step up too. Thank you. We're not the only ones that can save people. We're not the only ones that can save people. We are not the only ones that can save people. And also, And I go back to my original point. Elon Musk can save these people on his own dime if he want to. And the U.S. government don't even have to be involved. Appreciate your time and insight. Thank you so much, Maria Daniel. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. And yeah, I'm just talking about this because I disagree with Trump's point on X, and people have been giving me the business, bro. They've been turned, man. Y'all been so mean to a brother. I was like, man, I thought we was family. It's demonic spirits possessing the left. It's demonic spirits possessing the left. Dale, you might be on to something. 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 And the only reason why I say you might be on to something is because you know how I put God and family first, right? At least I say that. Most people say it. Most people don't put God and family first. All right. So I say it in an attempt to at least try to put God and family first, if that makes sense. But something that the Democrats did that I could not overlook is everything that was right, everything that was wrong, they tried to make it right. And everything that was right, they tried to make it wrong. When it comes to the nuclear family, they tried to make that a bad thing. Not everyone wants to be married. When it comes to homosexuality, they try to make that just as good or normal as, and guys, if you're in the LGBTQAI plus community, I got love for y'all, but I'm simply talking about what's godly, what's biblical principles, Christianity, those type of things. They tried to make it seem like they wanted to uphold LGBTQAI plus movements more than they did the heterosexual, the God-fearing, the Christian movement. And I couldn't give in to that. They're trying to protect pedophiles, going out of their way to stop us from speaking about it or talking about any type of production that wants to expose all of those people on that side, like Sounds of Freedom. They try to keep that out of theaters. And I'm like, why? What's that about? Everything, you're absolutely right. It seemed like they support anything that's ungodly. And that's unfortunate. Like, not saying that any of us are perfect. You know what I mean? Because none of us are perfect. None of it. Not near one of you. I don't care which one. I don't care which. You can be praying right now with a cross wrapped around your daggone hand. You got one on your neck, and you got one wrapped around your toes. You probably bathed in holy water and all that. I don't care. You are not perfect, but at least you're trying. At least you're trying to live by God's law. Trying. They're completely against it. They're making laws against it, and then trying to demonize us for trying to uphold something in our own homes. We don't want our children going to elementary school and there being condoms in the vending machines. There being no American flags inside of the classroom, but a whole lot of rainbow flags. There being books that show things to our children that we don't want to see. And it's usually about a gay pride parade or something like that. Like, come on, bro. So you're absolutely right about that. And that was another reason why I decided to vote for Trump. I was serious about voting. When in November, bro, man, I go to a family function now and they call me Trump. Ukrainians have become ultra rich off of our backs. Yep, they most certainly have, and they will continue to be. And every other nation that we decide to put our nose in their business, we will continue to make sure that they got the money. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Lisa, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. You guys are dope, by the way. Totally Designs by Kesa. Totally? Okay, hopefully I said that right. We forget that other individuals from within the US and outside the US are controlling and buying farmers. Whew. These people seek to control our food. Think about it. It will take time to undo. Let our farmers farm. Well, they're replacing our farmers. They are replacing our farmers. It's more lucrative for them to do it in a way that poisons us so that they can, because it's almost like the same people that are poisoning us also own the means to fixing our problems. So I don't know if it's big tech. I don't know if it's big pharma. I don't know what it is. I think it's big pharma because usually the people that create the problems also had the solution to the problems. That's how they monopolize the whole game. And that's what they're doing when it comes to farming too, in their own way. This whole America First thing, I want it to be a real thing. I want to believe in it. I really want to believe in it. So whenever I see something that points away from that, I buck the system. That's what I'm doing. So, and thank you so much for pointing that out. I really appreciate that. We forget that other individuals from within the U.S. and outside the U.S. are controlling and buying farmers. That's crazy, bro. That is nuts. How in the hell are people outside the U.S. buying farmers for the U.S.? That is nuts. They're playing in our faces. Do not let your algorithm start to control your new way of thinking, because they would do that based off of their own little private conversations that they have that we would never be privy to. We would never be invited into those rooms, those private rooms. You see how they try to play with our minds when it came to the Epstein files. What have we gotten from that so far, right? They even called a whole bunch of content creators up to the White House, sent them outside of the White House with like 2 or 3 MAGA hats in their hand and a big old notebook that says Epstein Files Stage 1. Take some pictures, selfies. Hey, look what I got. We got the files. Y'all thought we weren't going to get the files, didn't you? Now look at you. Pam Bondi, we got them. We doing it, baby. Cash Patel, we killing it. Look at what we got. They play in our faces, man. And I don't like that. So thank you so much again. Totally Designs by Kesa. Appreciate that. Dale, lying, deceiving, cheating, demonic spirit. Yes. Yes. But that's America, man. That's America. With freedom comes, we got to control ourselves. And then when you meet somebody else who's high up and they're respected and they're already into some dirty work that they've been getting away with for a long time. Shout out to Nancy and Paul Pelosi. Been getting away with it for a long time. They started to pull other people up and teaching them game. I'm going to show you how to get over. I'm going to show you how to lie and deceive and cheat. I'm going to show you how to become one of the most rich and wealthiest people in this country by doing the most dirtiest things that we're not supposed to do. There are people locked up right now for a lot of the things that the people we vote in office, they do on a regular. It's going to continue to be that way. That's not going to change unless we get some type of power and we change it ourselves. But we try to vote in the change, but same things happen. The white population in South Africa is under 10%. Jesus. Sound like they are the blacks in South Africa. Thank you so much for the super chat, Carolina Terry. I appreciate that. T-Man 2217. Trump is a kind and compassionate man. There's a long recorded history of kindness and compassion in his family. His father was a kind man, and it passed on to him. Trump is trying to show compassion. Thank you, T-Man 2217. I appreciate it. I think that Trump is compassionate too. I think he's a compassionate person as well. It wasn't very compassionate of him to say we're getting rid of all illegal immigrants immediately. That wasn't very compassionate, but it made great business sense for America. Here's the thing, bro, and I really need y'all to just hear me out on this. You know how Kamala and the Democrats, they tried to sell abortion as the number one women's rights thing to help them get votes. And they were saying that women are getting abortions because they're being raped or because of incest. And we started looking at the percentages of those abortions that were happening for those reasons. And they were like super minute, super small. But that's what they ran on. Some women, if they don't get an abortion, they can die. They will bleed out right there. Does that happen? Yes, it does. How often does that happen in relationship to all the other abortions? Super minute, very small numbers, but they still ran on it. We did that too when it comes to all the people that were being accosted and assaulted and unalived and raped by illegal immigrants. The number of illegal immigrants that were committing those crimes out of the tens of millions that came over here. Super minute. But we used it as a reason to get them all up out of here. Both sides play these games. And their compassion, they put that on the shelf while they play their games. And they play with us so that we can be the ones to go out there and make the change by voting. This is the game. It is what it is. I said in the beginning of this live stream, I don't trust any politician. They're going to play their game for their own reasons. And we're not going to be privy to they're not going to bring us into their private conversations. Period. They all have some compassion. When you look at them, how they treat their families, how they love on their families, I can look at how Trump's whole family is set up. His children, how they treat him, like how they respect him, how they honor him. Yeah, I can tell that this dude, he got some compassion. When people was pooping on him, trying to act like he was the worst person in the world, racist, back in 2016, 2017, when he threw his hat in the ring, when he became president the first time, people was talking about how bad of a guy he was. But most of his friends, most of Hollywood, they loved him before he decided to run for president and run as a Republican. They loved him. They adored him. You don't love and adore people if they're not compassionate. He was helping people out. He was bailing them out. He was giving them money to start up their businesses, to fund their businesses. He wasn't even asking for anything in return. That's compassion. Compassion is not what I'm questioning when it comes to Trump at all. All I'm saying is the same sugar honey iced tea that was being done under the Biden administration is currently being done in a different type of way under the Trump administration. Here and there, just here and there. And whenever I see the here and there's, I'm going to point it out. And guess what? I will clash with MAGA supporters. It is what it is. I already know it because you will back him no matter what. You will make up excuses to support it, to act as if it has nothing to do with what the other administration went through or did. He's just doing it on a different scale. He's doing it for a different reason. He's doing it because out of compassion. Okay. And I'm gonna still be like, I thought we said we were putting Americans first. I thought we said we were going to stay out of people's business. I thought, oh, my bad, I'm not supposed to point them out. My bad. See, some people just want you to, like, when they believe that you gang, that you're a part of their crew now, like, we let you in. Fall back, relax, don't say too much. Or say what we want you to say. I'm never that type of person, never been that type of person. Somebody said to me on social media, on X just yesterday, old vans. So now that you conservative and you got a little bit of money and you and to pay for your taxes and this, that, and the other. I'm like, what? Now you want to throw some salt at Trump because you got what you wanted? Nigga, please relax. Before I got a dime to my name, I still put God and family before anything. I might not have been the best husband or father, but I made sure that I protected them and put them first. I made sure my wife, even after getting her pregnant at 18, I made sure that she went back to school. I made sure that she got all of the degrees to make sure, just in case I'm not around. I didn't think I would live to 25 years old for a long time. I didn't want her to go without being able to take care of herself if I wasn't in the picture. But since I was in the picture, oh, trust and believe me, everybody that know me and my wife know that I'm a damn good father and husband. I put that before anything. I'm not new to success. I'm not new to being able to achieve my goals. That's not new to me. I'm not new to putting God and compassion before this tomfoolery that's happening inside of politics. I voted blue my entire life. I decided to bet on. I hedged my bet on Trump, thinking that he would do exactly what he said he would do. And I'm like, let's go. I'm just being honest with you all on my platform. And that's not going to stop. But that's also a reason why YouTube won't give me my 1 million subscriber plaque, because by me being honest, I'm violating community guidelines. I'm just saying, watch it. Guys, we voted for this. We need to pay attention to it. They continue to try to play with us. Let's hold them accountable together instead of bickering, going back and forth. But he said it. He's being compassionate. He's looking at these people. It's the same sugar honey iced tea, just wrapped it's just different gift wrap. I appreciate y'all though. Marley Jane, this white lady considers you family, even if we don't always agree. I wish the best for you. That's what I'm talking about, Marley Jane. Listen, virtual hug to Marley Jane. That's what I'm talking about. And you know, a lot of my supporters, a lot of my people from my community, they think that that's cap. They think that a black person can't really be friends with a white person for some strange reason, which is dumb as hell. Because when we're at work and we got our white coworkers, we be having such amazing conversations. We start caring about each other's families. We love on each other. We have each other's backs. When we go to cruises or to bars and people of all nationalities start to vibe with you and have a good time, you don't think about the color. But racism has been and is destroying this country. It really is, man. It really is. Like, I really don't give a damn if you're white, black, or other. Do you have my back? If you got my back, I got yours. If you're an enemy or a snake, I'm cutting your head off. I got a family to protect. Thank you so much for the super chat, John. How could Elon Musk help them out? He doesn't control the immigration process. I'm not understanding that one. I do always appreciate listening to you. You make me think about things differently. Good discussion. This is how you can help them out. He already have the ear of President Trump. He has the ear of President Trump. We're going to go over there and we're going to get those families. That's going to happen on our dime, taxpayers' dime. That's whose money is going to pay for that. How are they going to find housing? What land will they settle on? That's going to be all on our dime. As far as the immigration process, Elon has his ear. You want them to be fast-tracked in some type of way? Then you can communicate with them about that, or you can pay for the processing of all of them to get it done. You can bring them all in on your own dime, Elon. You can place them wherever you want to place them on your own dime, Elon, and you can pay for their immigration process on your own dime. You can protect them on your own dime. I think that's honestly how it could happen. I think it could happen that way. As far as fast tracking them, for what? They're not special. What? They're not special. There's people going through stuff in other countries too. They're not special. They're not special. I get helping others. I've done it to my detriment. Yeah. And you probably still do. You probably help a whole lot of people, Linda. And guess what? You're not doing it to receive anything. You're doing it because you have a heart of God. You have a heart that God gave you to help other people. You want to see people flourish and do amazing things. And I appreciate you for that. I don't know if I agree with giving them free land, but definitely citizenship. We've been granting as oh asylum. We've been granting asylum to many people. I don't see the difference. Common sense ideas, dope name by the way. I don't want to give them a damn thing, but it's happening. It's like it's happening. Trump has already said it. Trump wouldn't have said it if it's not going to happen. He usually puts it out there and says, this is what we're doing. It's going to happen. And they make it happen. So it's going to happen. And thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Hold on one second. Loved Doge. Van is on target. Happy Sunday. Boo, time change. Oh man, it was a time change. God dang it. It's not 316. Did we spring forward? God dang it, it is 316. God dang it. I done lost an hour. We sprung forward. We didn't fall back. God dang, man. I done lost a daggone hour. Thank you, love. Big Armada, 1988. All right, let me see. I get where you're coming from. I feel for the SA farmers, the South African farmers, but they need to go to the nearest country that will take them for asylum, not cross the entire ocean to come here. We need to put our American citizenship first. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Neighboring countries need to help them out. We looking way across the damn ocean and saying we're going to come save y'all. As if they some Americans that's stuck over there and they need our saving. We couldn't even save the people, and we couldn't even save our own people in Afghanistan. You know what? Not going to bring that up. But we couldn't. We couldn't. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. And hopefully I don't sound too heartless. I'm not trying to. In the last super chat, Trump ain't God, brother. Trump is not God. Trump is fair. Sure, he's fair game to criticism, just like any other man. When he mess up, call it out. That's facts. He ain't immune from clowning. You're absolutely right. He's not immune from clowning. But I will tell you this. I don't have much of an issue of how he's been governing our country in the last month or so since he's been back in office. 2 months since he's been back in office. But when I see something, I pull it out. I call it out. That's just what I do. And thank you again, T-Man. I really appreciate that. And you guys inside the chat, I already know, man, y'all going off and going in on a brother. But you know what? That's cool. That's cool. It's cool. It's cool. One day I'm going to put my link down for you. Some of y'all who got the most to say to pull up and put your face on the screen and speak with your chest. Because most of y'all don't want to get on the screen. Most of y'all are thumb thugs and keyboard killers. Yeah, you are. You don't want to get up here and say nothing for real. Because you know that I'm going to destroy you in conversation. I'm going to destroy you, son. I ain't gonna destroy nobody. I don't know enough about politics to destroy anyone. I really don't. If we talking about basketball, I'm certain I'm certain I would destroy you in a debate in basketball. 1,000%. Politics, you gonna whip my ass. You gonna whip my ass. This is what it is. It is what it is. Much love to you guys. All right. So as I said before, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Make sure when you walk in front of a mirror in your home, you show some love and support to the person that's watching you. That's looking at you in your reflection. All right. That person got your back more than anybody in this world. And if you slumming and you got some goals that you're trying to achieve, but you're not really getting to it the way you should, you need to talk to yourself sometimes. You need to go inside of a bathroom, look yourself in the eyes and say, I got your back if nobody else got you. Believe that. And you got to actually do it. Stop lying to yourself so much. That's why we give up so quick. It's because we are the only people that have heard every single lie we've ever told. Every lie we've ever told. You got to get up off your ass and do exactly what you said you would do. And it's not only for you. It's for you, your family, your friends, people who depend on you. And if you have none of that, then you are enough to do it for. Just do it for yourself. I appreciate y'all, man. The conversations, whether we agree or not, it mean the world to me. I appreciate you two for even giving me the opportunity to have a platform this big and give my opinion on regular day-to-day issues. So I'm extremely appreciative of that. But I don't mind being in disagreement with you all about any topic whatsoever. It just is what it is. Continue to teach me, but don't think for 1 second that just because you give me some information that I'm automatically going to believe it. I'm going to do my own due diligence, and I'm going to also apply my lived experiences, my perspective from the side of the world that I'm from, and I'm going to move accordingly. Again, though, everybody who submitted a super chat, thank you extra for showing that extra love. I really appreciate it. For all of my blues, thank you for holding it down. I know it was crazy inside the chat today. I know some of y'all probably don't like me either right now. It's crazy. It is what it is. It happens. For everybody considering doing content creation, try out my course. That's in the very first link of descriptions. If you need more one-on-one coaching, email me the word VIP. Okay. van.hall at lfrfamily.com. I have a couple more super chats that just now came up that I don't want to leave anybody because I left somebody without reading their super chat yesterday and they got upset with me. I live in Minnesota. Farmland is being sold because the children don't want to be tied to the land. JAT. Thank you for making my day. You know what? That's unfortunate because kids don't want to take over businesses that were started by their parents and their grandparents. And it's unfortunate. It's borderline disrespectful, but I get it. We have our own lives to lead, and the kids, they don't want to do a damn thing but just scroll through their phones. And if I could farm through my phone, I'll do that. But they're not going to get their hands dirty and do some real work, and that's unfortunate. But that don't mean to me, let's fly over some new farmers who can buy this land and do so. Not buy the land because they're not coming over with money. They might be coming over with money. They might be coming over with money. They might be paying their fare, the gold card and all that other stuff that we're talking about. Somebody give us a gold card, they get citizenship and they get land and they get a business and they get this and they get that and they get this and they get that. That's just, again, that poops on the head of the people who aren't able to get to the bag all like that. There's some people that's not capable of making money all like that. But again, the haves are winning over the have-nots, even if they're not American citizens. Please make that make sense. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. LeBron or Jordan? LeBron James, 1000%. The reason why I say LeBron James is because LeBron has been able to do everything he's done while at the same time raising a beautiful family. I think it's far more difficult for someone who hyper focuses and have no other relationships or nothing else to focus on to be fully accomplished in a thing, and that being Michael Jordan. By not having to focus on his kids, not having to focus on a wife, only thing he had to focus on was playing golf and gambling. That's it. Only thing I got to do is go focus on playing golf and gambling, and I'm still going to be great at doing this, that, and the other. I get you on that. Can't take away his greatness. He's done some phenomenal things. LeBron James, this dude not only does a lot of what Michael Jordan has done, but he did it without any coaches that was at the same level as Michael Jordan. He hasn't had one coach that's at the same level of Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson coached Michael Jordan. Phil Jackson coached Kobe Bryant. Phil Jackson coached Shaquille O'Neal. Phil Jackson. Sometimes the coaches is what's important. If you look at San Antonio Spurs, man, Pop was the reason for these guys performing the way that they always did. People don't give him credit. Pop is one of the best coaches ever of all times. And we all know how many daggone championships they won. So then you have back to LeBron. He does it in Cleveland, in his hometown. Then he goes to Miami. He does it in Miami. Then he goes to LA, and he does it in LA. Not only does he do it in LA, but he brings on his son. Nepotism. Say whatever you want, but it's nepotism. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's nepotism, because he wasn't ready to go in there and start balling on day one. That's why him and Stephen A are kind of sort of beefing right now. I don't understand that. But your LeBron, your son is a grown man now. You don't have to take up for him like you at some AAU league. You know what I mean? Y'all not there. Y'all not there anymore. That was some sucker stuff to do. Also, I don't ever look at LeBron. Don't look to LeBron James for his political views. I'm my own man, make my own decisions, and I govern my household the way I want to govern my household. I pray other people start doing that as well. Michael Jordan, political views, he didn't have any. He never put himself out there to be judged by anybody. All he wanted to do was play basketball, golf, and gamble. That's it. So that's why I say LeBron James, along with his beautiful family and his two sons who will go to the NBA. One is already there and the other one is going. I think that they're on their way. So that's the reason why I say LeBron. Keep questioning the government. It is a healthy thing. I most certainly will. And thank you so much for the super chat, ours. And thank you again, Common Sense Ideas, for the super chat. I appreciate that. And last, don't you forget about Bird. Bird is a bad mofo. Somebody I never paid attention to that much. Why? Because I only paid attention to the black basketball players. Clyde the Glide Drexler was one of my favorite players growing up. Him and Gary the Glove Payton, because I loved defense. Defense was my thing. Penny Hardaway, he was also one of my favorite players back in the day. But then when me and my son very first started doing reactions, somebody sent us some Larry Bird videos and said, check out these Larry Bird videos. My son and I, we watched Larry Bird. Holy sugar honey iced tea. If y'all don't know about Larry Bird, bro, man, dude was a beast. A beast. And I believe firmly, if Larry Bird was 30, 35 years old right now, playing in today's NBA, he would still be averaging like 25, 28 points per game. And he'll probably be MVP on his team and potentially a NBA champion if he played, because he's that type of talent. Larry Bird was like that. He had heart. He had skill. He had speed. He was dunking on big men. He was shooting anywhere on the floor. He had eyes in the back of his head for assists. Come on, bro. Larry Bird was like that. Like that. I just didn't pay enough attention to him. Why? Because he was a white he was a white artist. A white athlete. Was that ignorant? Probably, but that's how I grew up. Anything black, that's what I was rooting for. Today, I'm just not that. I've evolved. I've evolved. So yeah, y'all see, basketball is my sport. I love basketball. My son played. I wanted to play when I was younger, but I had to play against people in certain sports. And although I was pretty good at basketball and football and boxing, I love boxing too. I was good at basketball, football, and boxing. I was forced to play, and that took away all the fun. So I stopped playing. That was my protest, just to stop playing. But when it came back to having to teach my son how to do it, he became a dog quick. Shout out to JoJo. All right, guys. That's it for today, man. Y'all are absolutely phenomenal. And don't forget, if you want to do some content creation, check out this ad that's about to come up right now and look at my course below. You're going to like it. And I'll see y'all next time. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.